Alright guys, we got ourselves a story to tell. So as you know by now, the plan was to be on the road again. Not full-time, but doing a part-time trip. The first part of the trip was to hit up Shenandoah National Park as we were heading up to a wedding in New York. And that went really well, really smooth. Made it to New York, and after New York we were planning on going to New Hampshire to explore the White Mountains, because we've never explored the White Mountains before, and back up to Maine around Acadia National Park. But then we had a cascading series of events, kind of like during the pandemic. After the wedding went really nice and smooth. Got to see some family we hadn't seen in years. And then about a week later, we got into a car accident. So we're driving down this road, not quite a country road, but as country as you get around kind of outskirts of New York City, about an hour and a half north, which is still kind of the outskirts of New York City. I kind of feel like it's really busy still. So there was this car on the shoulder. It started to turn out towards us a little bit. I thought it would see us and stop. So I started going into the kind of the opposite lane. It was just a two-lane road. Luckily no one was heading our way, so I had room to maneuver over to the left. I figured we'd just kind of skirt around them because they were sticking out in the road a little bit. But no, she kind of didn't see us at all and swung the car and actually tried to make a U-turn as we're heading right towards it, and we collided. So the truck got damaged, the lady's car got totaled. I'll put in a picture of that here. Blaze was with us at the time. Blaze was kind of flung up towards the front of our seats in the truck, so he had his little hammock in the truck that I think may have he was in that little hammock part of the truck, which I think actually saved him a little bit. He didn't have much room to flop around, so he just kind of flopped around in the back seat, and Deanna and I just had some sore necks afterwards. Nothing that we really thought was serious. So yeah, that kind of happened really quickly, and just as all accidents do, didn't have a whole lot of time to react. But the way we swerved out of the way, I think we might have actually saved this lady's life. We're in a big F-350 and she's in a little car, and luckily I swerved out enough that we hit the front driver's side corner of her rather than T-boning the car. So she got really lucky that we didn't go any further to the right, I think. So yeah, there was an accident, and we only had this campground booked for a couple weeks. So luckily the KOA we're staying at now, which now I definitely recommend because they're super nice here, Newburgh KOA at the they call it the New York City KOA, but it's, like I said, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of the city. Really great people here. They went out of their way to help us and had to move like 4 or 5 people's locations out of the way just so we could keep our same spot, because obviously when our truck's being worked on, we can't move our RV. And they can't move fifth wheels here. They can move trailers, but they can't move fifth wheels with their equipment. So luckily we're able to keep our spot till tomorrow, actually. And then tomorrow we're going to be actually heading back to Virginia because something else happened. So after the accident, this guy started having some issues. We still aren't 100% sure if it's even related to the accident, because right after the accident he was fine. He started walking around. He was a little shooken up just like we were, but he ate his dinner completely fine. Then probably about a week later, it was just literally a few days ago here, Deanna heard him shuffling around in the middle of the night. So we go to check on him, or Deanna goes to check on him, make sure if he needed to go pee, take him out, put him back in here. Then maybe a half hour later, he's still shuffling, so I come out here and check on him, and we kind of notice he's breathing awfully hard, like kind of shallow breaths and breathing over and over again. And we're getting kind of concerned because even when he was sleeping, he was breathing really hard. We just kept an eye on him. That was about 2 in the morning to about 4 in the morning. a few days ago. And so he started kind of going, kind of having like a grunt to his breath as he was breathing. So we ended up actually rushing him to the emergency vet here. Luckily, it's only about 20 minutes away, so we were really lucky we had an emergency vet nearby. Well, lucky in quotes, probably. Because after we took him to the vet to get him checked on, he seemed fine there. His blood work came back just fine. They said he might have a mild case of pneumonia, but other than that, he was fine. They said he was freaking out because he hates being crates. He was in a race dog, raised in crates at the racetrack, and he just despises those things now. He might twitch for us on camera here. He always twitches in his sleep. He's fine. We get him back from the vet. They give him some meds, some anti-anxiety pills, because they thought he was upset because he was freaking out while I was there, but he was freaking out while he was there because he wasn't comfortable and he was in a crate, and he just hates crates and everything. But they also gave him some anesthesia, and basically he was extremely woozy. So when Deanna was bringing him back to our car to take him back to the RV, he fell down in the parking lot, like pretty hard. And so we got him back in the car, took him home, and then not even immediately, I mean, he was a little woozy. We thought it was just the drugs. He was just kind of flopping around a little bit, but we were trying to keep him from falling down again, obviously. Got him back in the car, and then he just progressively got worse and worse as far as his control of his back legs. Like he, at some point, like I said, he just kept on getting worse. We didn't know what was causing it. First, we thought it was just the drugs he was on, but after he got off the drugs, he was still having trouble. So we're like, well, maybe he just pulled a muscle or something. But it took him, I think now 3 days until he started showing a little bit of improvement. So basically we were kind of forced, long story short. Yeah, that was actually short. Long story short, we decided to throw in the towel for this trip just because we're not sure if this is going to be a long-term or short-term thing. He's made a really good improvement just from this morning to today. We got him on a different type of painkiller than what he was on previously. We think that's helping him out quite a bit, but no trip is going to be worth this dog's life. So we're going to get him back to a nice flat house with no stairs leading down from the to the porch, so he's able to get in and out of the house easier, unlike this RV where we literally have to carry him in and out of the RV, and he doesn't like that too much in his old age. So we're gonna get him back to the house and get him comfortable and hopefully nurse him to health. And like I said, he's already making pretty good improvements just today, so I think things are gonna be okay. We may end up regretting not going to New Hampshire and Maine, but it was one of those things where we literally have to be out of this campground tomorrow, and we made the decision today to go back home tomorrow to Virginia rather than going to New Hampshire, because this morning he couldn't even get up on his own or anything. So just timing and fate sometimes of how this stuff goes. You just got to make the call the best you can, and that's the call we had to make, the call we felt most comfortable making. So this guy is hopefully going to be getting better over the next few days, next few weeks, and we'll just have to nurse him back to health, and maybe later this year we can do a smaller trip. But unfortunately it's a travel fail, our first attempt at getting back in the RV after the pandemic, and we kind of have our own little mini episode. That has been what's going on. That's, if you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and you have noticed a lot of inconsistencies in posts and videos and stuff, that's what's been going on. This is probably, when I'm making this video, it's probably a couple weeks after it's happened now, but I think it'll be good to kind of get back to home base and relax a little bit. One of the big advantages of having a home base. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick little update. This is kind of an informal video. I just wanted to tell you what happened, and it's been an interesting last couple weeks. Wedding, car crash, puppy medical incidents, and canceling a multi-month trip to go back home. So we will see you guys in the next one, and as always, adventure on.